Oh, there we go. I got it. So I'm back again. I did try and use another streaming service, but I'm not familiar with it. So I'm very fortunate that a lovely friend of mine has let me use their streaming service. So I'm going to use that. So if you caught the start of the first one, disregard it because I can see your comments now, and also yeah, I can see your comments now, and I'll just go through what I went through in the beginning of the last stream. So here we go. I'm using the Art Inspirations Paperback Journal, and I'm going to show you how I will cover the cover, if that makes sense. And I'm also going to create some sort of storage pocket on there as well for all of those wonderful words. So I'm going to do that. And I'm also going to have a little play with the fabulous, where am I stuck? Oh, there we go. The fabulous Vivid inks, which I absolutely love. They are what they say, they are Vivid, and these ones are Art Inspirations own. So I'm going to play with those and create a cover and some sort of storage for our journal. So I'm going to start off by playing with the inks. Now I made some swatches and I've put them somewhere safe and hidden them from myself. So I'm not going to be able to show you those, but what I will do is, you'll see the colour when I'm putting it in here. So this is it's actually, hey beautiful, how are you doing, Angela? How are you doing? This is all a bit impromptu, but I thought, why not? Because I'm going to make a cover for my journal, and I thought it would be fun to share. And I've just got hold of the new inks, so I thought that would be fun as well. So yeah, I'm going to crack on. So this is my really cheap cat litter tray that I bought ages ago, and I use it for rusting things. You can see there's a lot of rust in there, but I use it for anything that's kind of a big messy project, because it works for that. And I think it was only about £1 or something silly like that. So it's a great tool to have. So I'm going to start by putting some shaving foam in here. Now this is a really old technique that's been done and done and done, but it's effective. So, and these inks, oh come on shaving foam, I have got more, so I'm not too worried if we run out. It's not the end. Let me try that way. Oh, come on now, shaving foam. You can do it. Yes, yeah. It was just, I think because it's been sitting in my little trolley of craftiness for a while. I think that's probably enough. Ooh, the noise. There we go. That's probably enough. Do share here. Oh yeah, if you can share into the group, that would be lovely. If you can share into our group and also into Art Inspirations Creations, that would be awesome. Yeah, that would be super cool. Right, so I've got plenty of kitchen roll on hand. I've got my shaving foam in a big shallow doofur, and I'm just going to try and get myself a sort of semi-even surface, because we want it even-ish, because otherwise when we put the paper onto it, It'll be a bit of a faff, right? That'll do. That'll do nicely. I'll give that a little wait because we'll be using that again. So I thought these inks would be perfect for this. So I am going to give them a little shake, because I have noticed when I store them upright, there is a little bit of residue. Do you know, I can't believe I made those swatches and I don't know where they are. Absolute craziness, but there we are. Nothing new in that. So I'm starting with, this is the Yummy Yellow. Just put a few spots here and there. And I'm going to use the By Jove Blue as well. So we'll just put a few drops of this as well. Now, there is a really lovely green and a purple, which I will show you at some point, but I'm not going to put them in this mix just yet, because obviously I've got the yellow and the blue, which will make a green when they mix, and the blue and the pink will make a purple. This is the pink. This is Popping Pink. Right, so there we go. So I've got drops of my ink. I mean, you could use any ink if you wanted to. You don't have to use these particular ones, but I have a feeling these particular ones are going to be rather fab. So now I'm getting myself something stick-like, and I'm just making some patterns in my shaving foam with the ink. This is really thick shaving foam. There we go. Making sure I've got something going on with all of the areas. I think that's looking interesting for a start, and I'm going to get some paper. I should have been a little bit more organised, really, because I didn't know I was going to do this. Right, let's get a piece of paper and drop this into here and push. What I want to do is I want to make sure that every area of the paper gets in contact with every area of the shaving foam. That's why I was trying to sort of even out the surface a bit before. Right, and then I can lift that up. Look how bright those colours are, even before I scrape this shaving foam off, which I'm going to do now. So you just need to scrape that off, and you can put that back into your tub and reuse it. So that's quite a nice, interesting pattern. Just getting all of the foam off. That's quite a nice, interesting one. I might go back in on that one actually for a double dip. Let's go back in for a double dip. Let's go that way. And I'm kind of wondering if I might use this for the cover. I wasn't sure. That's why I've sort of... There we go. So we've added a little bit more to that. And these colours are still so beautiful and vivid. Look at that. I suppose the clue's in the name, isn't it? The vivid colours. There we go. I'm popping that back in the tub and giving that a little bit of a white because I don't want shaving foam everywhere. So they transfer really beautiful using that technique. I really like that. So what I'm going to do now is give my hands white because they are covered in shaving foam. What I'm going to do is I think I'm going to take my cover and do my cover in that style, because what we need to do with this is we need to be very gentle and we need to look for there'll be a little, there we are, there'll be this area where they meet, where the wires meet, and I'm just looking for that, just being patient, feeding them through. I want them to come through, please. It's not really giving me, and then I'm just gently lifting, not pulling it, I'm not pulling it apart, I'm just gently easing the cover from the pad. So you do need to be a little bit patient, because if you open this out, it does mean you then have to close it, which is quite faffy. But if you can just gently ease it out, you will save yourself that bother, and then we can gently ease it back in when we've done the cover. There we go, just gently. And because it's quite a nice white cardstock, it will take these inks really nicely. So just being really gentle, encouraging them away from, there we go, that's it. I'm just kind of tucking my nail underneath and gently encouraging it. So that's the cover. Now, what I do like to do is I like to put a little bit of texture on here before I colour it. So I am going to get some, I've got some nice bits of vintage papers that I just sort of keep and add bits and bobs to things. So I'm going to take some of these papers, and I've already decided I think I want my cover to be horizontal. So let's add just a few yeah, nice, I like that there. So I'm just adding a few little bits of paper just to give a little bit of texture to the front cover, which you'll see when we finish. You'll see that it really adds a little something about there, I think. Okay, and then I want something going across as well. So let's have a look. Let's get a piece of, I've got some music there. That's quite nice. There, like that. And I'm going to be putting lots of things on top of this. So I'm not too precious about it, but you want it to be something that you like. There, like that. And I want one more piece of something. That's quite... I think that there, like that. Oh, have I got... Oh, that's lovely, Angela. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Any sharing is lovely. I can share it into art inspirations later. Right, so I've stuck those down, and that's going to give a little bit of extra texture to the finished article. I'm going to just take that bit off there. Yeah, and I don't think I need any more texture on there for now. It's not to say we might not add something later. So I'm going to take my little tray of inkiness, and I'm going to add... Oop, that was one of my piles of creativity. So I'm going to add a little bit more colour to this because I want a little bit more. It's only drops I'm using. There's, they go a long way. So I've just added exactly the same colours. And even though I said I wouldn't add the purple, I think I might add the purple just to give it a little bit more depth in there. There we go. And then I need my brush that I was using to just give everything a little move around. And you can stick a stencil on here before you add your paper too. That's quite a nice effect. So there we go, just mixing those inks up until they look like an interesting pattern. I mean, you never know what you're going to get, but that's half the fun of it. Right, let me wipe that off. So this is my cover for my book. And I'm just making sure that it gets contact with the surface of this shaving foam. That's it. And what I will do is I'll keep this. Well, don't drop it, Rachel. I'll keep this shaving foam and do, that I'll be able to keep using it and keep getting prints from it for a while. There we go. I'll scrape that back into the pot. Oh, I'm glad I added that purple. I do actually. I like that. Right. So just try and tidy up a little bit as we go, just so I don't end up making a mess of things. So I need to keep that the way I want it. I'm just going to give that a little dry off. Let me plug my heat gun in. I'm going to give it a little dry off because obviously it is wet. There we go. I really, really, really like them. There we go. It's had a nice dry off now. Oh, I found my swatches. There we go. So these are the colours of the inks. There's By Jove Blue. There's Perfect Purple. There's Yummy Yellow, Popping Pink, and Lippy Lime. So they're rather fabulous, aren't they? They're really nice colours. Right, I've got that. So I want to add to this now. And I'm going to add some of the stamped images. Which ones am I going to use? I think let's have a look in this box. I think remove my. I think it needs to be something quite bold. I think something bold, but something interesting, and you can't. Art inspiration stamps are always interesting, aren't they? Let's have a look. Oh, it's difficult. It is difficult. You see, now that would be quite nice and bold on there, wouldn't it? Now these are the Wednesday made ones, and they are quite nice and bold. Let's have a look. That could be nice. That could be nice. It did, didn't it, Angela? I'm really pleased with. I'm glad I put it in there because it did just need something darker. See, now that's quite. That would be quite nice too. Oh no, I don't know what to do. Or we could go. No, I think it needs to be something bold. I like that. I do like that. I think I'm going to do that. What does it say? What have we got? How do I love tea? Let me count the ways. Oh, that's funny. Let's have a big cup of positivity. Yes. Yes, I think we'll use that one. We'll use that one. And it's if you're wondering, it's it's Wednesday, Wednesday. I don't know. One of those. Strong image, maybe embossed. Yes, Angela, I think you're right. It needs to be something strong, and these Wendy made ones. Wednesday. Oh, I give up. Honestly, they are quite strong images. Now, where have my magnets disappeared to? I might do a stack of cups next to this cup as well. Actually, that might be nice. So I could do that one there, and then we could have a little stack next to it. That might be nice. Yeah, that might be nice. Right, I do need some magnets though, because otherwise my paper is going to shift, isn't it? Oh, you're getting the right load of my my pink space pens, because you know nothing says Wednesday like space pens. Right, let me put some magnets on there. Make sure we're in the right place. That one needs to come down a bit. Let's bring that one down. And yes. Now I'm going to stamp on here, but I'm probably going to stamp them also on some plain paper and cut them out as well. That will probably be what will happen, but we'll see. The bigger one might be alright because there's a lot of dark areas in that, so we'll see. You never can tell, but you know it's nice to have options. And this one's quite dark as well, isn't it? There's something on that stamp there. A residue or something. There we go. Let's have a look. There we go. This is that stamp press that I got from Hazel's shop. And they're really inexpensive. I've been giving it a go to see what I think of it. And so far, so good. Just making sure I give it a good push because I'm not very good at pushing. Yeah, we're going to have to, what we're going to do is we're going to stamp them onto paper and adhere them because we're not getting a full image because of all the texture and all the rest of it. So the paper will help. But now we've got these small details, it will make it much easier to get a nice finish with the other details. Let me see, am I got move over here? Gosh, all I can smell is shaving foam. Right, there we go. So I think I might need to re-ink my ink pad as well. But one thing at a time. Right, let's have a look. Oh, that's nicely come out. This one I've still got something. There's something on this stamp that I'm not getting off. It's definitely, I won't put it back down because that's not going to work, is it? But yeah, user error, obviously. But right, let's get a different ink pad. And oh yeah, that one's juicier. That one's juicier. Right, I don't know if I've managed to pick off that offending article on this one, but we will see. I thought it is my hair, love. It is my hair. Yes, Wednesday. That's it. Yeah. Yes, it is my hair. It's very bright at the moment, although it is fading. Oh, I'm a contradiction, aren't I? Yeah, it's fading because I got it I got it pinked for my birthday. There we go, nice and dark there. Just needed a decent ink pad. Funny how that that does it, isn't it? Right, and I want another cup to put in my cup there, because we can have a little stack of cups, and I think that's going to look nice. I think I'm going to want 3 actually, so I'll do another one after this. So I'm sorry, it's not the most exciting process, is it, watching me do this? But we'll get there. I wanted to do this, and I thought, well, I'll do it as a live because it might be quite interesting to see. But I'm questioning. I'm questioning how interesting it is, but we'll see. We'll see. You can always turn off, can't you? So anyway, right, lots of stamped images. Yay. Now, where are my scissors? That'll be the next thing. That is difficult to find, won't it? There we are. All right, I've got my scissors. And sorry, to get rid of that one because that one isn't helpful to us. I've got here, and we've got some areas of the stamping, like these tiny little stamen that that are on there, and that means that we're gonna have the effect of the full stamp when we stick it all down, because obviously cutting out stamen is, that's a big job, isn't it? I don't know who is going to want to do that. I thought it was your hair. No glasses. Yeah. I mean, I'm pleased. It's still quite pink. It is still quite pink, but yeah, the brights never last as long as you'd like them to. But I do like having pink hair. I'm just cutting out these handles with my craft knife because I think it's going to make it a bit easier. Let's cut that out like that, and we will. I am sorry, this is just me cutting out. There we go. Hopefully it won't take too hideously long. But what are you going to do? So are you feeling much better, Angela? I bet you are. I bet it's nice being home. I hate being in hospital. It's horrible. I know it's for a reason and purpose, and it's the best place to be, but I don't ever start feeling better until I get home. There we go. Now, I'm looking at this, and there's quite a bit of there's quite a few gaps in here, and part of me would like to cut it all out separately. I'm going to see what it's going to look like on there as a whole, because that's easier than cutting everything out separately. But we will see. because I might succumb to the perfectionism of having it all cut out separately. There we go. Let's do that one. It won't take long. It won't take long. Be patient, Rachel. You can do this. And it's my inner monologue running of what on earth are you doing? This is taking forever. But we will get there. We will get there. And it's not the end of the world. Yeah, so this is quicker than doing them all separately. And I'm also being mindful because these heavily black areas with the black ink, they are going to take a little bit longer to dry than the fine lines. So just be mindful of that because it's so effective. And I think probably I really should have embossed them, but I forgot. Like our Angela said, she did say emboss, and I thought, yeah, that's a really good idea because these large black areas take a little while to dry. And then after I thought it was a really good idea, I completely forgot because that's the sort of thing I do. But never mind, we'll get there. So I just, there we go. We're nearly done on the big bit. We're nearly done. There we are. No. And we won't be long. And then we get to add colour, and that's always fun. But, oh, I'm live again on Friday. I'm going to be doing a live for Elizabeth Craft Designs, which I am so excited about. I'm excited anytime I do a live because it's not something I generally do very often. I'm not always available. There we go. Right. Oh yes, that's nice. We're going to stick that one on there. Oh, I think that looks really nice. And let's have a look at these teacups. Ugh, they're going to be quick, aren't they? They will be quick. It's not that much cutting out. And when they're done, it's going to look great. So I need to do it. So I'm just using my craft knife to cut these handles because it's easier than getting my scissors in here. And you could always cut a hole with a knife and then get your scissors in there. But and I'm moving the paper rather than moving my knife, if that makes sense. There we go. Where's that still stuck on? There we go. And there we go. This paper I'm using, it's my It's my go-to for lots of things, and it's super smooth, but it's the super smooth paper. I can't remember what GSM it is, but it is brilliant. It works in the same way as your super smooth card. It's great and takes lots of mediums, and yeah, it's fabulous stuff. But obviously it's paper. Right, here we go. Put the knife away. Get that out of the way. You'll be there now, I promise. Must feel like watching paint dry. I do apologise. If I'd have known what I was doing beforehand, I would have prepared and cut it out, but I didn't know what I was going to do. I hadn't decided. It was one of those that I thought I knew I was going to use the inks, and I knew I was going to do the whatchamacallit, the shaving foam technique. I knew I was going to do that, but other than that, I didn't really know much. I knew I wanted to do a storage envelope on the inside of the cover, because it's just a handy thing to have, especially with the little phrases to cut out that go with this paper pack slash pad are really, really good, and they're really, really handy. So I like to have them all cut out and in an envelope, and then that way I can just grab them and use them. Oh, bless you, Angela. Thank you. It's nice. I didn't know if I was going to be, Norman No Mates, to be honest. I wasn't anticipating anybody being about, but I just thought I'll do it as a live, because I was going to just film it. I was just going to record it and put it on my YouTube, and then I thought, well, I might as well do it as a live, and then I can always share that. So I just thought, why not do it? And I really wanted to try out that new streaming system, which I have. And I'm now not on it. I think maybe I don't know enough about it. Maybe I just don't know enough about it, and I need to practice a little bit more to be able to use it more effectively. But no, I'm very grateful. Lovely Terry Lightsey. Let me use her StreamYard. So thank you, Terry. I think I'm going to have to either learn how to use the new streaming system or go back to StreamYard. There we go. So that's my general idea of what I want. I like that. I think that's going to be nice. And I think when there's colour added. Oh, Angela, you're so lovely. Right, let's get that lot stuck down. Let's get that lot stuck down. This is the glue I've been using in here. This is Pink Frog EVA glue, which I do rather like. I have a few different adhesives that I use for different things. But I have to say they don't clog. They are very good. But I also have a new glue glue toy, which I love, and I will show it to you at some point in a minute. There we go, get that down. Let's get a bit of clean, just pushing that down. Yeah, that's lined up. A little bit out of line on the top, but we won't tell anybody, and it'll be fine. And then I've got this one. Just make sure I've got that lined up right there, and I want to just keep that loose on the top so I can pop these cups in, like that. Keep that one loose on the top. Oh, a little bit more there. There. There we go. So that's everything stuck down, which is good. Let's put my lid on the glue. Sous la plage. Sous la plage. Oh, I love your name so much. Hi, Sue. Yeah, I'm just having a little play about I'm making a cover and a storage envelope for I've got the Art Inspirations paper pack / journal. So I'm just prettying it up. That's what I'm doing, and I'm just looking around now to see if I've got a little palette at hand. I should have, but I bet I've got them in the most inconvenient. Oh, no, don't do that. Go back up there. You behave yourself, please. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you feel seasick. Right. Got a little palette. And let's put these inks. Get these inks in the palette because we will use the inks to colour. So that's a lovely blue. The By Jove blue. And the Yummy yellow. And the Popping pink. And the Lippy lime. And the Perfect purple. I'm very pleased with myself for getting that going on. Right. And now I'm going to add some colour to this. So let's have a go. Yeah, they're lovely, aren't they? It's Art Inspirations, and I really like them. Right, I'm going to mix a colour because I actually want some orange. So this is going to be interesting because I haven't done much with these inks yet, and I don't know how they mix. So let's have a look. Ooh, they mix. That's good. We like that. Let's have a bit more. Well, they do mix, so that is good. So I'm going to start by adding colour to my flowers in here. using those inks, and I've sort of made up a bit of an orange colour. I'm going to get some of the pink now and just bring it up through there and go back to the orange and bring it back down. So I should get a sort of blend going on. Yeah, I like that. That seems to work. There we go. I'm just going around the edge here. And then I'm going to just get a little bit more pink going on near the bottom. And what I've noticed here now, I'm looking, there's a little bit of bleed going on, but I'm pretty certain that's because I've got a wet brush, so I'm going to keep my brush drier now. There we go, like that. So we want more of the same. So I'm going to mix myself up a little bit more orange. And a bit of pink. And let's do these ones. And I'll probably come in here with a pencil crayon to do some detail at some point as well. There's no set finish on this. There we go. How am I doing for time? How long have I been? I've got no idea. That's not good, is it? Oh well. Right, I'm adding the pink and then coming back to the orange to blend it through. Oh, that's nice. I like that. I do like that. Right, let's get some green. So I'm cleaning my brush, but then I'm going to dry it off. I'm drying it off because I think that these inks probably like a dry brush. Yeah, I think they like a dry brush. And I'm just taking a little bit of blue in there, then going back in the green and doing the same as I did with the flowers, that I'm just going back over the blend. So let's do another leaf. So putting the green on. Then some blue. And then I'm just wiping my brush on some tissue, going back to the green and bringing that in. So I get a nice little blend going on. So let's do another one. There we go, and get some blue. And then some green, just to go back over and to make a nice blend. Oh yeah, that works. That works. inks. I do like experimenting with new things. I got these inks. They came in the post on, when did they come? I think they might have arrived on, yeah, I think they arrived on Monday. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they arrived on Monday. So this is my first. You know, I did some swatches, and then I haven't. I didn't have the chance to do more than swatches, so it's nice to play with them and see what they can do. Really. Right now, I've gone over there a bit, so I'm wondering if I'll be able to. Very nice. They do work really, really well, and they are very, very vivid. And a little bit does go a very long way. Oh, see, now I made the mistake then of doing, because I use watercolours predominantly, really. So I forget, don't wet your brush. There we go. Let's do these little ones. There, just. No, I think I can get away with that little bit bleeding because it kind of looks like it's part of that nice marbling that's underneath. So, and by the time I add the outline and the shading and things, I think I'll be all right. There we go. And on the teacup as well. Let's just. Yeah, so I have learned that I need to keep my brush nice and dry to paint with the inks. And I think that's fairly standard for most inks, isn't it? That you want a nice dry brush, because if you add water, they're going to move, or they're going to move more. There we go. Now, I think I'm going to leave the actual cups themselves with the black and white edges. I think that's quite nice because it's quite a nice contrast. There we are. But I am going to do the flowers. There. Right, that's all the leaves done. Let's do some flowers. So I'm going to use the pink. Got a little bit too much ink on my brush at the moment, which is a little bit scary because I'm having to be just being mindful, because I don't want to end up with a load of colour run. There, phew. Well, that was a little bit hairy for a minute. And I might add a little bit of purple and see what happens with this. So there's my purple. wipe my brush, get a little bit more pink, and go over the blend. To get a nice finish, and on here as well. I hope it hasn't dried too much. No, I think we're alright. I also don't know about reactivation with these as well. That would be quite interesting to know. Oh, yeah, that's rather nice. I like that. Oh, I've got another one of those ones as well. So they're slightly different flowers, but that's okay. I can go back and get that sorted because we've got some of the orange blend that I did. The leaves, and then a bit of pink. And back to the orange to blend it through. Come on, it's just a tiny little bit that I'm just eking out. There we are. I've done it. I managed to eke that out. Well done, Rachel. Right, let's finish these ones. So in with the pink. And I'll do these ones as well. And it's quite, because we're using the same, a little bit too much ink, because we're using the same mediums and the same colours, it blends really nicely with the background. I'm going to wipe my brush, and I'm going to get a little bit of the purple. And a bit there. And there and there. Then wipe my brush, get a little bit of the pink, and just blending it in. Not too much ink. There we go. So I hope you can see the blends. Oh, hi, Michelle. Hello. It's nice to see you. I'm just playing with some art inspirations goodies, some of their stamps and their journal paper pack and their inks. So I'm just having a little play. So I've got the pink on, and I'm going to add a little bit of the purple. There we go. And then wipe my brush, and then get some more pink and go over that, and you get a nice blend. So that kind of works nicely, doesn't it? I like that. I'm going to make that pink because why not? There we go. So that's those ones. Oh, I've got this one to do as well, haven't I? And these ones on the other cups. But we're nearly done with the basic layer. There we go. No, I'm not going to worry about that top line because I have other plans for that. Wet my brush, get more pink. bit more pink. There we go. So we are coming together. We are nearly there. It's been a bit of a long process because I didn't do any prep, because I didn't really know what I was going to do. I knew what I was going to use, but I didn't really know what I was going to do with it. So right, now let's put a little bit of purple. Right, well, this is going to answer the question about how long we get with them. Back to the pink. Back to the pink. There we go. Just adding that colour. I think we're doing all right. It's nice to see you having a play with those goodies. Oh, thank you, Michelle. It's nice to have a play with them. I haven't, like this, using these inks is a real experiment, because I've made some swatches, but I haven't done anything other than make swatches. So it's quite a nice little experiment to see what they can do. Right. So that is all the ink that I want to put on there. But I do want to get my pencil crayons and do a little bit more to that. So I have my pencil crayons. Let's have a look. I want to just add a little bit more depth in a couple of places. Where did I just put that? Because I've spotted a tiny bit that I forgot to do. There we go. Cheeky. Right. Okay, right. I want to add a little bit more detail, and I really like to go back in with my pencil crayons and add a bit more detail frequently. This is one of the things that I do. So, and I find that I can get a little bit more depth and dimension when I do that. I'm gonna just adding a little bit more colour, a little bit more depth. I start by adding a darker shade of the colours that are being used. So this is obviously a darker shade of orange. And this, I suppose, is how I blend in then some heavier shading, because I'm now going to get something like a grey or a blue or a purple sometimes, to add shading. So I'm going to go with grey in this. No, I'm going to go with brown actually in this instance. I think brown will work. Brown will work really well. My pencils are a mix of brands that I just like using. They are Prismacolor, Polychromo, Prismas, Polychromos, and some Brunsonil as well. I really like Brunsonil. They are, for me, Brunsonil are amazing value for money, I think, for the quality of the pencil you get. So if you're new to using colour pencils, I would recommend, and you don't want to spend a lot of money, I would recommend the Buttons and Nails. And I'm not affiliated or anything with them. That's just my opinion. I mix them with my Polychromos and my Prismas and my Jane Davenport ones, and they mix beautifully. Right, that's looking well shaded with the orange ones. Let's get a slightly deeper purple. There we go. And again, I'm just doing the same thing, just using that darker colour to add a little bit of dimension to my colouring. I rarely do one layer of colour, rarely, because you just can't get the dimension and shading with one colour, one layer of colour. You need to add layers. There we go. That's coming to life nicely. I want to just add a bit of something to these leaves, and I'm going to go for slightly, this is a slightly jadey green colour, but I think it's going to work quite nicely. There we go. Oh no, I've just had a horrible thought. I really meant to put some dinner in the oven before I came to do this, and I have completely forgotten. That's so horrible. I was getting really excited, thinking, oh, I'm going to have some dinner in a minute. No, I'm not. Oh well. Oh well, what are you going to do? I can't believe I thought I'd got myself organised and I haven't. There is nothing new in that. And I'm just adding. If you're unsure about your shading, just add darker colour to the bottom half of things, and 9 out of 10 times that will work. Or look at things in life, look at things around you, and you'll see where the shadows fall. But all I'm doing with these leaves is I'm just adding shade on their lower sides. There, that's coming together quite nicely. Now I feel like I want to lift this off the page, and I want to add an outline to it so it pops off. I know, who needs it? Who needs it, Michelle? I need it. I really, in my head, I had put I'd put some chicken in the oven in my head. Unfortunately, I haven't actually done it, but you know, what can you do? What can you do? There's plenty of things I can just grab when I go downstairs. I'll be fine. So just a little bit of a dark yellow there. Right, now I'm going to add some sort of outline to this because I want to pop it from the background, because it's got quite a busy background. It needs something to pop it from there. So I'm going to look into my little box of things. Have I put it in here? No, it's not in here. I'm looking for, I've got a really nice watercolor pencil that I like using for this sort of thing. So bear with me and I will find it. Oh, hang on, not one of you. Yes, there we go. Sketch and Wash, this one's called. You can use all sorts. You could use just, just watercolor pencil or watercolors themselves. It doesn't have to be anything. So I'm just going around the edge of everything with this pencil, not tidily at all, because it doesn't need to be tidy, because I'm about to go back over everything with my watercolor brush. So we're not worried about how tidy it is. It just needs to be a line around the outside. Now, have I got everywhere? And I'm also going to go on the inside of those cups there, because that will help. And I'm also going to go around these flowers, everywhere, basically. Everywhere that's got an edge. Oh, there's a bit of green that I missed there. I will remedy that shortly. But everywhere that there's an edge is getting a bit of this pencil. I'm getting worried now because in my head I'm going to cook chicken wings for my what if it's exactly, Sue? Exactly. This is what happens. I have things in my head, but they don't actually. I was talking to somebody earlier about reading by osmosis. I get the book and it sits there, and need to. I am reading at the moment though. I am reading a book. I've gone back to reading what's his name now? What's his name? I've gone back to reading, I can't remember his name, but they're young books, but because I'm going to read them to my granddaughter as well. They are the Fablehaven books, and I love them so much. I'm reading them to my granddaughter purely for my own benefit, really, because I just love them. Right, I think I've got all my edges there. Right, a bit more. Right, and then I get my water brush and just take my time, and not too much time, but a little bit of time, and just blend all those lines that we've just drawn, blend them in. And the ones I drew there, and just blend. And I'm really interested, while I'm doing this, I'm really interested to see what the ink does underneath. I'm hoping it's not going to move too much, but I don't know. I don't know what it's going to do. It's all an experiment. and we will find out what it's going to do. There we go, just blending away. And because I cut out these images and stuck them on, when I do these edges, it really sort of helps ground them onto the, onto the background, which I really do appreciate. That I didn't do any in there. See, I did miss a bit. Rachel. There we go. And we're gonna go here. Now, this is going to be interesting. Yeah, there is some movement. There is some movement with these inks. So, one of the things I think I'm going to do when this is all dry is I'm going to use some, what's it called? The Distress waxy stuff that you seal things with. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, Distress glaze. I'm going to use some of that on this when I finish, because this is going to be a journal cover, and the chances of it coming near moisture are pretty good, aren't they? So just to keep it protected, I'm going to seal it, I think. I mean, there's not masses of movement. There's not, it's not so much that I'm worried about it getting ruined, but there is a little bit of movement, which makes me think I'm going to protect it. There we go. Oh, it is, Sue. It is. I do lots of things in my head that I'm always disappointed don't transpire into actually meaning that they get done. But, I always say it's the intention. It's the intention that counts. And, my intentions are always good. I just don't always follow through, unfortunately. Oh, no, I should have put a bit there. Yeah, I can see, again, it's not, like I said, it's not a ton of movement, but it's just enough that's making me think, yeah, I'm going to add sealer to this. And the only reason I'm adding sealer is, like I said, because it's going to be a journal. And it's going to have lots of things thrown at it. It's probably better to just err on the side of caution. Nearly done. Oh, there we go. Oh, I like how this is coming together. Now, last little bit. There we are. Right, so that's helped lift that's helped lift that now off the page a bit. And well, I say it's done two things, hasn't it? It's lifted it off the page, but it's also grounded it onto the page. Does that make sense? That sounds like a total contradiction, doesn't it? But it's worked in both ways. I must remember to do that little leaf once that dries a bit. The next thing I'm going to do is I am going to go around the edge of this in some scorched timber, because I love scorched timber. Yes, yeah, I will use it as a sealer. It's great for sealing things. I use it. I don't use it on my journal pages if I use Lindy's, because I've never had a problem with Lindy's transferring, but I used it just out of caution. I did a bookmark the other day with Lindy's, and I did put the sealer on that just in case, because you never know. So, but the Distress glaze is perfect for that. Right, I'm just putting an edge on it because that will help me decide if I need to do anything else. Oh yeah. We do like a bit of grunging up. Right, I'm going to have a look at this now. It needs more. It needs more. It needs more grunging up. And I think I need to... Oh, watch where you put your feet now. This is what happens when you chuck things on the floor. Right, yes. I'm going to get some Uncharted Mariner on the scene. And I'm just bringing that into this now. And it is dark, but don't worry, because I'm gonna activate it, which will lighten it up a bit. There we go. There. So it is a bit dark, but we're gonna splash some water on it now and just activate it. And again, that's going to be interesting to see if anything happens with the inks when we do that. There we go. Let's get some tissue on there. Yeah, like that. Still feel like I need a bit of something else though. I don't know what. It needs something and I don't know what. I need to hurry up and decide because I can't. What does it need? Okay. My thoughts. I'm gonna mix some of this green. I'm gonna mix it with, let's see if it will mix with, now I've got no clue if this is gonna work or not. Where's my little spatula? Where have you gone? Where have I put you in my wisdom? I've got no idea where I put that. There it is. So I've got a little bit of this primer this primer paste gesso, so it's sort of slightly thicker gesso. Ooh, hello. That works, doesn't it? Ooh, yeah, I like that. Okay, that's gonna work for what I want to do. Actually, I might use that lid for what I want to do. Oh, yeah. So I'm just adding a little bit of interest, that's all. Now, come on, you're not doing what I want you to do. That's it. Right, make sure I clean that lid off, obviously, because it's going back onto a pot of white gesso. But that is very interesting and really good to know, and I'm really pleased about that. Right, I want a smaller round thing. I think that is working nicely. Ooh, 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 happy days. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Just got to make sure I do this and then I end up with lids covered in all sorts. Right, I like that. That's just added a bit of something else. Clean the background. Right, let's give that a little dry. I know what else I need now. Just want to make sure that dries on. Nearly dry. Oh. Right, then I want to add a little bit of, I want to add some text, I think. Right, where's my stamps? I've got, there we go. I've got a nice Elizabeth Craft Designs text stamp. Now, do I want to do it in the brown or do I want to do it in the blue? Ooh, questions. I'm going to go brown. Make sure I got it the right way up. And I'm not putting it on a block or worrying about having a full image. I just want little bits of text is what I want. And the only thing I need to worry about is I don't want it at too much of a jaunty angle. Yeah, that's looking nice. Can't go wrong with a good can't go wrong with a good text stamp, can you? It is such a handy thing to have. And let's put that one away. I've got to put it away now, because if I don't put it away now, I know I will lose it, because I'm terrible for that. Right, how are we looking now? Nearly there, I would say. I would say we're really close to being finished, but I feel like I need a little cluster of something. So I'm going to get my little tin of bits of things and have a look and see what's going to go. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 I love those so blooming much. Oh. Do you know, I think I might do like almost like a little cluster here. Like a little, might do a little cluster. Something. And then I'm covering up that lovely teacup though, aren't I? I don't want to cover up the lovely teacup. That doesn't go with that. But I do feel the need for something. I just don't know what. No. Oh no, that's got orange in it. Potential. That's got potential. It's got potential. That's got a bit of potential. So it's that. Oh dear, talk about mixing things up. Why not? I do really like that moth though. That's one of Louisa Heinzel's digital prints. That is, they're gorgeous. I really, really like them a lot. Oh, that's got quite a lot of black on it. I'm just going through my little box and seeing what's gonna. See, and I could really grunge this up now, couldn't I? Oh, Rachel, what are you doing? Oh, Rachel, what are you doing? What are you doing? I've got a mixture. It's tin and it's a mixture of things that I like from different companies, digital designers mainly, and there is some Elizabeth Craft cutouts as well. Oh no, that's a bit orange. which will keep that, a little bit of orange will keep that pulled in, and the pink pops with the background anyway. I think I can do this. I think I can combine these little things that I like with this. I think I can. It's not looking wrong to me anyway. It's not looking wrong. Ooh. Yeah, it's not looking wrong. And that's good, isn't it? It's good if it doesn't look wrong. So I'm going to need to move that. It's going to come over. And I think I'm going to do it. I was thinking, should I? And now the question is, why shouldn't I? That is the thing. Why shouldn't I? Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Now, I wonder. Oh, there we go. I can bring you closer so you can see more. Yeah. I'm thinking, why not? Why not? Because I really love all of these little snippets and scrappets and bitses and bobsies. I just love them. And this is my notebook. So why not? Why not have the things that I like on there? Yeah, why not? Oh, Sue, I love it. I love it. I'll just, if I'm, just of a mood, I'll sit and I'll cut out a few sheets of bits, and then I've got a box of things to play with. And it just, it just brings me a lot of joy. I really like it. Oh, I really like that. I don't know where that one's from. But that's too much. That's too much. It's too much, Rachel. You've got to say no sometimes to yourself, haven't you? Right. I think that will be quite nice, and I'm going to chop off little bits. Right. Let's do that. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's not be held back. That works. That does work. And I really love that. So I'm going to stick that on. I'm going to stick it on, and then that's it then, isn't it? I've got there's no choice. It's happened. It's happening. Right. I'm sticking it on. Right. That's it. That's stuck on. There's no going back from that now. Right, I do need to ink some of these up though, because I cut them out, but I don't necessarily ink them. There we go. Right. So I wanted that there, didn't I? That worked. That worked there. I can't believe I'm doing this. I don't think I'm not going to have time to do the pocket on the inside of this journal now, because I'm out of control, and I've just decided to add a little plaster to it because because it brings me joy. And I think it works. I think it works. I think it's okay because we've got the orange of the flowers and I'm being very orange focused. Oh, I didn't put that in there. I needed to put that in there first. Okay, well, that one is inked. Don't know where this one's from, I'm afraid. But I use Art House Whimsy. I use Louisa Heinzel, Pink Monarch. There's a few different digital people that I really, really like. And like I said, I also like to chop up some of the papers that David has done in the art journal Doofalufa. Oh no, I've covered up that butterfly that I wanted. That's it, I want those wings out. Yes, David Rudenberg. Some of his papers have some very nice little bits to cut off. So I do that, and also I've got some butterfly die cuts that I've then just stamped text on and things. But yeah, I like to have a little box of bits that I can just use for this sort of thing whenever I want to. Right, put that there, and then this is the last bit, and hopefully it's all right, isn't it? I don't know, Rachel. Right, let's put that one there. Okay, right, and then I'll trim the back off this, and hopefully it looks okay. I mean, that's all we can do, isn't it? So all we can do is hope. And look for our big scissors. Where's the big scissors there? So let's chop that off the back. Yeah. I think that's okay. I think it's a bit of me, isn't it? Yeah. I'm going to add just a little stamping on that. Put that back in my box, because my little box of bits, because no doubt it will come useful for something. And then I'm just going to grab, this is another stamp that I use a lot. It's a postmark. I've lost one. Oh, it's on the other. It's gone on the other side. Right, so I'm just going to use a little posty mark stamp on there, because it will just help ground everything to the page. But I think I need a stamp block for this one. There we go. Am I inked? Yes, I am. Right. I want to get a bit of everywhere. There, it just helps. It just helps unify everything. There we go. So I think I should probably stop with this now already. And I want to unify the whole thing as well before I do stop. So one more thing, and then that is literally, that's it. I'm going to put it back on its notebook, and I will make an envelope and stick an envelope to the inside of the page. Right, this stuff is bleed proof white, and it's magic. You can put this on anything, and it shows up. It's great. Now that, you see, because I've done that to everything, it just hello. Because I've done that to everything, it just pulls it all in together. So I've done that stamp here, which pulls that all in together. And then I've done the splats, which just makes the whole thing look like it is supposed to be one thing. So I'm going to dry that just quickly. And then I think I'm going to call it done. Just really quickly. There we go. And then all I need to do then is I need to ease it back on. And I'm doing it this way because it's going to flip over. So I just need to ease it back on to these little bits, which I will do quickly so that you can see that it works. There we go. And this side is going to be covered with some paper and an envelope to put the nice words in that Leonie's done to go with the papers. There we go, we're nearly there. Halfway, over halfway even. So that's it. So I'm not adding enough pressure to bend them out of shape, but I am adding a little pull just to gently get it over the page, and that's all you want. You don't want to pull them right out, because if you pull them right out, it's just an absolute faff to put them back in again. It can be done, but it's just a bit more faffy than this. So there we go. So I've done my journal cover. Yay! Oh, let's put it where you can see it. There we go. So that's it. That's me done for this little impromptu live, and I've used the Art Inspirations A5 paperback journal, and I've just made a cover for it. And I've used the Art Inspirations new Vivid inks, and I've used the Wednesday made. Oh, Rachel, you need to put that back together properly. I've used the Wednesday made stamps, and I've used some paper ephemera just to make it how I wanted it to be, just to add just to add a little bit of something to it. So, and we used a shaving foam technique to get that background print. So there we go. Thank you so much for keeping me company. It's been lovely having you here with me. And if you want to see me live on Friday, I'm doing a live for Elizabeth Craft Designs. I'm just looking to see if I can grab the page that I'm doing, and I can't grab the page that I'm doing. It's tucked away, and I'll make you seasick if I look for it. But I'm doing a whole page thing and making embellishments and stuff on Elizabeth Craft Designs on Friday at 7 p.m. in my time, which is British summertime. So anyway, thank you very much for keeping me company. And if you're around on Friday, I'll see you Friday.